Welcome back to Active Dreaming, your place for all things dreams. I'm your host, and it is time for another episode in our series, How to Work with Dreams Using Jungian Tools. If you missed the earlier episodes, go check them out because each one builds on the last, and we do and want you to miss anything. If you're new here, welcome. We encourage you to subscribe so you won't miss any of our videos. But before we jump into that, I want to remind you that today is the last day to register for our upcoming workshop. The first is to let go of all rational thought. Don't try to make sense of what's happening, just let it flow. When you lucid dream, you're consciously choosing to enter a state of imagination and creativity. You know that what you're experiencing is not real, but you still choose to engage with it. And that's exactly what active imagination is all about. So by practicing active imagination, you're training your mind to lucid dream more often. First, it's important to find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Active imagination is a powerful tool, and you need to be fully present in order to use it effectively. Secondly, don't try to control your dreams too much. The best lucid dreams are the ones where you allow yourself to go with the flow. Trying to force something usually doesn't work out the way you want it to. Instead, set an intention for your dreams and let the universe take care of the rest. Finally, remember that active imagination takes practice. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just stick with it, and you'll eventually get the hang of it. You're also getting better at controlling your dreams. When you actively imagine something, you create a mental image that your subconscious mind can latch onto. By using this tool, you can access your unconscious mind, tap into your creativity, and control your dreams more easily. So if you're looking for a powerful way to work with your dreams, then active imagination is definitely worth trying. This makes it easier for you to access that image when you dream. So if you want to have more control over your dreams, then practice active imagination regularly. The second is to not judge anything that comes up during your active imagination exercises. When you're stuck in a rut, it can be hard to come up with new ideas. But if you practice active imagination, you will soon find that you're able to think outside the box and come up with unique solutions to old problems. This is because active imagination allows you to bypass the rational mind and tap into the wisdom of your unconscious mind. So if you're ever feeling stuck, just close your eyes, relax, and let your imagination run wild. You never know what kind of insights you might gain. Everything has a purpose, and trying to analyze or understand it will only hinder your progress. So how do you do this? Well, it's simple. One way is to visualize your dream environment. If you want to visit a certain place in your dreams, take some time to familiarize yourself with it while you're awake. This could involve looking at pictures, reading about it, or even visiting the place in person if possible. The more familiar you are with the environment, the easier it will be to visualize in your dreams. You can also use active imagination to create new dream characters. If you want to interact with specific people in your dreams, take some time to think about what they would look like, how they would act, and what they would say. The more detail you put into your visualization, the more realistic your dream characters will be. Finally, active imagination can be used to set the tone of your dreams. If you want to have a peaceful dream, visualize yourself in a calming environment. If you want to have an exciting dream, visualize yourself doing something fun or adventurous. By using active imagination, you can increase your chances of having the kind of lucid dream that you want to have. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Then start focusing on your breath. Breathe in and out slowly and deeply. Once you feel calm and relaxed, bring your attention to whatever it is that you want to focus on. It could be a question you want to ask your unconscious mind, a problem you need help solving, or even just a random image or thought that popped into your head. Let this image fill your mind and expand your consciousness. A weekend with active dreaming, which will be held online September 23rd and 24th. This is exactly what you're looking for. It's called the alpha state. In this state, your brainwaves slow down and you become more open to suggestions. It's the perfect state for accessing your unconscious mind. As you enter the alpha state, you may start to see images, hear sounds, or feel sensations that you can't explain. That's okay. Just let it happen. You may also find yourself daydreaming or fantasizing. Again, just let it flow. You may suddenly have insights or ideas that you never had before. These are the answers your unconscious mind has been trying to show you. Write them down so you can look back on them later. When you're done, gently bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Open your eyes slowly and take a few deep breaths. You may feel refreshed and energized when you do this consistently. You will be able to tap into the power of your unconscious mind and use it to help you in all areas of your life. During the workshop, you'll learn how to lucid dream, how to fly in your dreams, how to have more control over your dreams, and how to use your dreams to help you live a better life. We will also teach you some basic active imagination techniques and show you how to use them to work with your dreams. The best part about it all is that you can participate from the comfort of your own home and at a very affordable price. You can sign up on our website. In this episode, we'll be discussing how to use active imagination to work with your dreams. Now let's get started. One of the most important tools in Jungian psychology is active imagination. This was first described by Carl Jung as a method to access the unconscious mind. He used this tool extensively in his practice and also wrote about it in several of his works. The premise behind active imagination is that if you want to access the unconscious, you must make room for it. What he meant by that? Well, imagine you have a glass of water and you put an ice cube in it. What happens to the water? It starts to cool down and eventually turns into ice. But if you take the ice cube out, the water will gradually warm back up until it reaches room temperature. Your mind works in a similar way. By giving your conscious mind something to focus on, like a math equation or a word, you can clear away all the unimportant thoughts and emotions and make room for what's really important. In this case, your unconscious mind. In order to make use of active imagination, there are two key principles that you need to remember. As you continue to focus on your breath and the image in your mind, you may start to feel like you're entering a different state of consciousness. So how does this relate to lucid dreaming? Well, lucid dreaming is basically a form of active imagination. Another great thing about active imagination is that it can help you tap into your creativity. There are many ways to use active imagination while lucid dreaming. When it comes to using active imagination to work with your dreams, there are a few things to keep in mind. Using active imagination is one of the most effective ways to work with your dreams. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.